Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing really, really well today. If we've never met before, I'm Michelle Legaly. I am the creator of lots of different things, but the thing I'm most known for is the Inner Work Life Coaching Certification and Business Academy. I help women become excellent inner work life coaches and build profitable coaching businesses. And every single week I come on and live and do some type of coaching tool, tip, training, inspiration, hopefully, or some way to help you uplift yourself in your life. If these tools work for you, you go use them with your own clients. That's the plan. It's the ripple effect. If you are here with me live, would you do me a favor and say hello in the chat so I know you're here and I know this is working? That would be awesome. Today is all about how to release resistance. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because last week I had my 5-day challenge called Become a Profitable Inner Work Life Coach. And it's so cool to work with a big group of people and to see how people are thinking, to see what they're feeling, to see what they're dreaming about, their wishes and their desires in their life. And it's so cool to see some people move forward. And it's so interesting to watch other people hold themselves back. And again, this isn't a judgment. I'm all these people myself. This isn't a judgment, but it's just from my perspective and what I've done with my life and to watch other people on a similar path. And a lot of people experience a lot of resistance to moving to what they really want in their life. And whether that's a career or something with your health or a relationship, money, environment, what are all the things? Homes, vacations. We all have these desires, these things that we would love to experience in our life. And if you are unable to experience them, then I want to suggest to you that there's some level of resistance. Isn't that amazing? And I don't mean this in a shame way or a way that any of us have to poo-poo ourselves. I want you to think of it in a way that you could see this from a different perspective. And I truly believe when you look at things from a different perspective, it begins to change it. So let's take one thing in your life that you want. I'm not dismissing all your awesomeness and all the things you already have. I want us to love that and appreciate that and be grateful for everything. There's already that. And then the next thing I want you to think about something in your life that you want. Really do this with me right now because I'm going to ask you a few questions around this so you can see it. Okay, so you've got this thing that you want, that you would love to experience, or a person, something you want to manifest, and where you are right now. What do you believe is holding you back from experiencing that? Would you write it in the chat for me? Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you here. If you're willing, tell me what you want. And then tell me what you believe is holding you back. What is the resistance that's holding you back? Type it in the chat. It's so cool because I've been doing that. I do this in my own life. I have different goals. I have health goals. And I keep asking myself, what is holding you back from your health goal? And it's usually my actions. I'm not consistent with my actions. And then I can go one level deeper and go and feel that resistance, because that's the subconscious stuff. And we can actually work on shifting that. What else? I'll just use myself to help you until I see them in the chat. Another thing about my health that I believe is the resistance is my self-belief, what I believe is possible for me with my health. I spend a lot of my time focused on the way it is now, instead of me focusing on what I would prefer. So a lot of my focus goes on what's happening now. Does that make sense? And when I think about my time, a lot of it goes right there as opposed to thinking about the future. I'll give you another angle from this. One of my health challenges, I did release all the resistance and get to experience it. And when I look back on healing that health challenge and where I am today, I truly believe that it was every morning I would get into the shower and I would just do some deep breathing in the shower. And I would sit in the shower and then I would just imagine me talking to the doctor and the doctor saying, "This is a miracle. I don't know how this was healed. What do you think you did?" And I just imagine myself having this conversation with the doctor like, "I don't know. I don't know why this is healed. I have no idea, but I'm perfectly healthy." Eventually, I found myself in the doctor's office having that conversation, and it blew my mind. And I truly believe that my physical body eventually got to where I said I wanted it to go because I stayed so focused on it. Let me give you another example. I have a money goal for my business, my coaching business. I have a money goal. I will catch myself a lot of times focused on what's not working. And I know the more time I spend in what's not working creates more resistance. So I have to, every day when I wake up, focus myself, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, and my behaviors on what's working, stepping into the image of myself of the $1 million coach, and stay in that. It's so interesting though, because I want to default to my old self. Okay. Oh, thanks. You guys are starting to put some stuff in the chat. So the question I asked before was, what do you believe is holding you back? What's the resistance? And someone said the economy. Isn't that interesting that somebody thinks that you think it's the economy? I'm challenging you to reconsider that, or even start to tell yourself a different story about the economy. For like in the coaching industry, there's not a better time to be a coach. There's more people wanting help, healing, and transformation than ever before. Like that's what I think about the economy. So I just want to challenge you that you could shift that and start seeing it differently, thinking it differently. Someone else said, old unhealed trauma holds me back. Disorganized attachment style, and it's very lonely. It's so good that you know that. Okay, so let's use this one right now. And I understand everything you're saying because I have felt what you're saying too. And I want to help you shift this. And this is just a thought for today. There could be deeper work to do. But I want to give you something today. One of the things I do with the things that the memories that I call traumas is when I feel them and I feel the loneliness and the disconnect attached to them and the lower vibrations. There's a lot of different tools, but the one that I want to give you right now is this. When I catch myself in those memories and thinking about them, I say to myself, look, this is exactly what was needed in order for you to be such an excellent healer today. You are an excellent coach today because of that. You're going to help so many people. You are helping so many people. So I honor the way I remember it, the way I'm remembering in the moment, and I bring more energy to it in a positive way that would serve me moving forward. That's just one way I'd love for you to consider trying it. As we did this the other day with somebody. What was she saying? Oh, I have this one too. She was, I just opened the doors to my certification program. And she said, a couple of days ago, she said, I feel like my family and friends are going to roll their eyes at me and go, here she goes again. And I had that one too. That thought and those memories will stop us from pursuing our life purpose. And I told her, I said, I have that one too. I want you to add this onto it. There she goes again, doing something else. And I go, yeah, There she goes again. She's meant to do something amazing in the world, and nothing is going to stop her. She lives the most amazing life, and nothing's going to stop her. It's amazing. So do you see how we just took the old thing and added on a little bit more energy, some more thoughts with it that had a lot more energy and movement to them? That's what I was trying to do with you. Okay. Awesome. Somebody else said confusing, of course. I wish I could see your name, but I can't, and that's okay. So notice thought. What I know, I feel like resistance just comes down to a few things. The thoughts we think create resistance. The feelings we feel, stuck feelings, can create resistance. Sometimes our circumstances, our real life, like facts, can create resistance. But be really careful. If a circumstance comes up, like a real thing comes up in your life, notice the thoughts and feelings you have around it. For example, I used to believe that since I had 3 kids, I couldn't be a life coach because I couldn't be available to people when they needed me. I was committed to my family, but that was a construct I created to keep me from not doing the scary thing of becoming a life coach. Okay. But I truly believed it. I'm like, no, I've got 3 kids. They get sick a lot. I'm home a lot. I'm busy. And I used that for so many years. I had a lot of thoughts. I use that against me doing the thing I really wanted to do in the world. Someone else said a whole lot of shame and self-criticism. It's so awesome that you recognize that. And I want to tell you, you can release and let that go. Isn't that amazing? We really do have the choice to release and let go of the lower vibration things that keep us in resistance. But the crazy thing is, there is the primitive part of ourself. For so many of us, it's easier to stay in the shame and I'm too busy and what will people think of me? We are comfortable there. We would rather, a big part of us would rather stay there because it's safe and we know it. The harder thing is to release that and step into the greater versions of ourselves, because that's unknown. We haven't done that, or we've only seen glimpses of that maybe. It is literally scarier to be the greater version of yourself. There's not a lot of reference points to that. It feels weird. It feels like you don't know what you're doing, and you feel lost in it. You feel nervous in it. You have nothing to grasp onto from the past. You're literally in the unknown. And our nervous systems, that primitive parts of ourself is scared of that. It feels like we can't survive it. But I promise you can. And on the other side of that is the thing you know in your heart. It's that soul part of you. It's that greater version of yourself that you're stepping into. All of that lower stuff can be released and let go. But a greater part of us wants to stay there to keep us alive and safe and in the tribe and all that stuff. Okay. Someone else said a fear of failing. So good. That can be released. That's just like a health issue or shame or criticism. All of it. If you keep choosing, I'm going to release and let that go. And there's a lot of different tools and techniques. I teach them in my own certification program. We use our own tools to get us to where we said we wanted to go. That's it. I want the path of least resistance. I want to keep releasing the resistance and get to where we said we wanted to go. As you start to do this little bits in your life and you start seeing some positive change, it creates a lot more momentum. And you've probably had this in other parts of your life. Okay. Okay, what questions do you have? Somebody just said that's a great perspective. I love that. Awesome. Like, I keep thinking this, and it's probably because we're all getting older, but now I'm 54. I'm soon to be, in a couple weeks, I'll be 55. And I can just feel this feeling of like, I don't know, maybe now or never feeling. Like, I can definitely feel that mid-age or over middle age feeling of like, anything I wanted to do Now's the time. And I don't want you to wait until you're my age. Whenever you get this feeling of, there's a calling in your heart, I want you to treat it like it's the most important thing. Because it is. Your kids are really important. I know that too, but so you are really important. It's not just for you. The impact you will have on the world when you are doing what you're called to do is tremendous. You may not see it yet. You might not hear what I'm saying yet, but I'm starting to see it in my life. And when you really start to be and do who you're called to be and do and all that, you, without words, give other people permission to do it too. And can you imagine what the world's like when more of us are doing what's in our hearts to be and do in the world? I think the world is a happier, healthier, more balanced way of being. We all are, and it'll reflect that back to us. Okay, someone else says, I need cheerleaders instead of naysayers. Okay, this is so important. Your environment is so critical to your success, to who you say you want to be and what you want to do. Your environment plays a critical role in that. I'll give you an example of this. It's not like a very dramatic example, but I live in Ohio, and winters in Ohio are, there's a lot of snow and there's a lot of cold weather. And I get so cold and I just wrap up and I'm so tight and I spend 4 or 5 months like this. And 2 years ago, I said, I am done with that. I am going to figure out how to enjoy cold weather, or I'm going to figure out how to get to Florida. I'm going to figure something out. I really wanted to change my brain on how I reacted to cold weather. So I joined this program from, I think his name's Wim Hof. And honestly, I haven't even done the whole program, but I got in the program, and in the program, I got into this Facebook group where people go out and get their minds right. They do deep breathing and they go out to cold weather and they feel relaxed and it feels really good. And so I didn't even do the whole program, but I'm hanging out with these people on Facebook a lot, watching them go into creeks and rivers and the ocean when it's super cold. And I can see that I'm starting to change just by hanging out with the people who love cold weather. And I thought that was fascinating. Now it's 2022 at the time of this recording, and it's winter in Ohio. And I just went for a long walk. I'm a different woman in cold weather now. It's crazy. What else did I do? That was the biggest thing. I just changed my environment. I hung out with people who love cold weather. I didn't even finish the course yet. Okay. So I guess what I want to say about that is hanging out with like-minded people who are already doing what you want is huge. You become it faster when you just hang out with them, even if you don't do all the work. I can't imagine if I actually did all my Wim Hof work and hung out with them, I'd be way farther along. So yeah, get yourself with people. I do this with every part of my life, my health, weather, making money in my business, my life coaching, relationships, every part of my life. I'm very careful on who I hang out with. I always want to be expanding and growing. Okay. And I want the same for you. I don't expect my husband and my kids to be the people who are going to cheer me on to the dreams in my life. It's not their job. It's not my mom's job. It's not my sister's job. It's not my husband or my kids. They love me, but it's not their job. Okay. And I hope that's helpful for you. When I clicked that it wasn't my husband's job to get me where I wanted to go in my life, our relationship got a whole lot better. Okay, another one, fear of being misunderstood. Awesome. It's something that that's something that can be released. Fear of being misunderstood is up there with what will people think of me, probably, right? What if I go out there in the world and do my thing and people misunderstand me? What will they think of me? I feel like this one is so ingrained in us to keep us small that if we don't address it, you're probably never going to live the life that you intended to live when you came to Earth. And I want to clear this with you. I might grab these and maybe each week we're going to just work on one of them. Someone just said, I turned 61. I feel like time is ticking. Yeah, I agree. I have two thoughts about it because I feel the same way as you. I want us to use time as ticking to our advantage, meaning let it be the motivator to do what we're called to do in the world. And I want you to also add, and I've got plenty of time to do this. I'm going to start doing it now because I'm 61 and I've got time to do this. I don't want it to be in this like hustle burnout energy. I just want you to use time as ticking as a way to get you to do it. I'll give you an example. I just hired a new coach. It was more than I've ever spent. And it really like shook me. And I seriously considered not doing it, but I knew that was resistance. So I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, you know, do you want to do this when you're 61 or do you want to do it when you're 55? Because you're going to do it either way. And I said to myself, I'll do it at 55. And so I used that time as ticking in a way that got me to move forward with what I really wanted to do and not sit in the resistance. And I stayed calm about it. Does that make sense? So for any of you who have that time as ticking feeling, let's use it to our advantage, not with hustle burnout. I'm running out of time. I'm scared. Not in a fear, just in a way that we're going to stay calm and use our wisdom and all of our life experience and the time is ticking to move us forward. Yeah, somebody just said it's a flicker of cosmic time. It's never too late. So true. Rachel said, Rachel's here. Cold weather, water, and midlife is transformative. Rachel, thank you. Maybe that's why I'm even feeling it more and more. And Rachel, I'm seeing you in all your Facebook lives in the cold weather. And you just were in the ocean in the cold weather. Like, I'm so inspired by you. Okay, awesome. Okay, I hope this was helpful today. I was just trying to get you to start shifting your perspective about things. We're not going to sit in the resistance anymore. We're going to look at the resistance. We're going to write down what we believe we have resistance around, and we're going to start letting it go. And maybe for the next couple of weeks, I'll start grabbing some of the resistance that you say you have, and we'll work on it together. Time is ticking. We're only here for a short time. Like, let's just go do our thing. If you don't know what your thing is, then your thing is to figure out your thing. Your thing is to just take the next step in whatever is interesting, exciting to you, regardless of what other people think, regardless of how old you are. And I promise it's going to be the next breadcrumb will be revealed after that. That's it. That's it. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next week. Have a great day. Bye.